Yeah! It's your favorite Straw Hat Nico. I just watched this anime, and I want to say it's good, but I don't even know what to say. Because it's weird. It feels like it has a plot, but at the same time, there is no plot to it. Allow me to explain what I think I watched. It's called To Be Heroine. Essentially, this girl got transported to another world, and she's supposed to help a savior be great. He calls her Hero, even though she's a girl, and he's a baby, but he can talk. And they can remove their clothing and it becomes actual warriors. They call it spec cloth. It's really weird. I like the animation. The art and colors, it really hits the spot, but it confused me because it's those type of shows. It'll make sense for a second and stop making sense, because the way it started out, essentially the girl is saying it's hard to choose. I thought it was going to be like a regular show about a girl on the come up, coming of age story, where it's like, hey, the struggle is real, I just want to be great, but it's hard to choose because when you're a child, you don't have much saying in life or what you can and cannot do. People decide for you. That's the way it started. And I realized something. It has Chinese and Japanese. So the Chinese segment for the narrator, she talks really fast, but I kind of got used to it. And I like the voices. It was funny, but I don't think that's what the show's going for. I feel like it's trying to be a mashup. It's trying to be something you don't take seriously, but at the same time maybe teach you what are more serious than when we're kidding. That's the vibe I'm getting. Because the entire fights, I was like, wait, this kind of makes sense, but doesn't all at the same time. But I like how it's going. I want to see what's next. What is the end goal? And the way it looks like, it's going to be a show where hopefully episode 2 makes more sense, because I take a break from watching it to actually think about what I actually watched. It's not the worst thing I've ever seen. It's not the best thing I've ever seen. I want to say, if I judge it based on just the animation and art alone, B+. I enjoyed every bit of it. But judging based on story, I want to say C-, because it's the most convoluted thing I've ever seen. And I've seen Gintama. I've seen some wild stories where there's a point but no point to it, but it really got me feeling some type of way. That's what I'm trying to say. The best way to describe this anime, you gotta watch it for yourself and make your own conclusion. I recommend if you got nothing better to do, you want to see something one time for one time that's beautiful to look at but has no point to it, check it out. To Be Heroine. But if you're someone that loves a good plot, narrative, I can't recommend this to you, because I was really lost in the sauce because I wanted to understand this show and take it seriously, but I realized this type of show, it's not really taking itself seriously. And a good way to prove it, the way it ended off. It was basically saying this baby who's perverted for some random reason and can talk. He is the last hope, literally, for this another world. And he can shine light related to stimulation. Some saying, oh, it's one of those. And the way it works, okay, to summon a spec cloth, you have to remove that clothing, and if it gets destroyed, it's destroyed for good, that clothing. Even when the item's being a regular clothing item, like a sock or a boot, it kind of realizes what's going on, to a degree, and it's weird. And at first, I was like, okay, I can't watch this, it's kind of weird, but what sold me was the simple fact of the way it did comedy. It's like slapstick comedy, but at the same time, it's like a good mix, where it's like, okay, serious moment, here's an actual plot point, alright, joke, and it all comes together. I think what the show's trying to say, maybe the fun part of being a child is a lot of stuff makes sense but doesn't make sense all at the same time. You kind of have to make sense of the world. That's the only thing I could take away from this. Or maybe someone was thinking, let's just make a Mad but with anime. It's the only two things that come to mind. I can't say I didn't enjoy it. I did enjoy its experience. But what threw me off originally was, okay, it has some solid transitions, beautiful art, I love the bloom effect it has, it's just nice to look at. But at first I was like, where is this going? Because the way it started off, it was like supposed to be a typical slice of life, or just a girl, like I said, coming of age, like, oh, here's my life, here's how stuff happens, and here's a guy, here's another guy, whoop whoop, family life. I don't know how they explain the character, the main character, I don't think we even know her name yet. And then it goes to some funny stuff. It's a good way to do things. So, final recommendation. This is something I say watch at your own risk, because I'm still lost right now, trying to piece together, do I want to continue this bad boy or nah. So that's it. Tell me your thoughts on it based on what you've seen. Is it something for you or not? Do you need an anime in life that's goofy but can be sort of serious? Or no? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below based on what you've seen, what you heard, how you feel about it, all the good stuff in between. What shows are you looking forward to this summer? What shows you want to like but you can't like? That's pretty much all I wanted to say. So my final score for this show, but hey, that's all I want to say today. So do your boy a favor. King Kong on the like button. Subscribe to join my Straw Hat fleet. Share my favorite social medias. I expand my fleet one step at a time. Follow me on Twitter. Follow me on Twitch. Join my Discord. Links will always be in the description below. And hey, thank you so much for watching. I could say so much more, but my crew needs me.